Hi everyone, Frank Demore here with the Last Chronicles of Planet Earth. If you found my YouTube channel by accident, I invite you to my website where you can download my documentary on Bible prophecy and current events for free. It's a fantastic book with a lot of information, facts, documents, and evidence. And as you can see, it's a new edition, October 28th, 2011. Now I'm going to get into other prophecies. I just finished talking about the statistics about earthquakes that have been happening. Now I'm going to get into Luke 21:25, where we see the sign of the roaring of the seas and waves. And also, we see in the Luke 21, both in 21:11, by the way, and 25, the signs of the sun, the moon, and the stars. And so I want to bring our attention to what's happening, because you'll understand that the Lord told us to keep on the watch for these things. He didn't say keep on the watch when you feel like it or when you don't feel scared or threatened. He told us to keep on the watch. So if you're not keeping on the watch, obviously you're not following the Lord's commands. And one of the reasons why he wanted us to keep on the watch for these things, so we would know exactly how close we really are to seeing the return of Jesus Christ. And if you're not watching these signs, you are not going to know, and you probably won't be prepared for what's going to happen, and you may not even be prepared to be taken away at the rapture of the church. It says, huge Bering Sea storm aims at Alaska's west coast. The gigantic storm, Pacific storm, headed toward Alaska's western coast, has the potential to cause major coastal flooding, serious beach erosion, heavy snowfall, and widespread damage, according to the National Weather Service. A bulletin issued Monday by the Weather Service said that the storm is expected to intensify into one of the most severe Bering Sea storms on record. Now, when you read my book, The Last Chronicles of Planet Earth, I give you detailed information about the previous storms that we've had. And I also issue warnings about the new storms that are going to be coming. And I told you to watch for the news sources saying that these record-breaking storms are coming. And obviously we got another one of these reports today, November the 8th, saying the same exact thing that I've been warning. The sea storms on record. In other words, a very, very bad, intense storm. The agency is describing the storm as extremely dangerous and life-threatening, areas stretching, and then it gives you all the information. I'll give you the link so that you can go down and see what's happening. But you'll see that we have these winds that are expected at 70 miles an hour. It says the strong winds will push large amounts of water into the Norton Sound, raising sea levels as high as 8 to 9 feet above normal. All right, Tuesday night and through Wednesday night. It says the high sea levels combined with the high waves, and I'm underlining this because the Lord said what? You'll be looking for the roaring of the seas and the waves, and this is what we're seeing. The high waves will produce severe beach erosion and major coastal flooding along the northern and eastern slopes of Norton Sound and along the Bering Strait. So here's some news. Take it for what it is worth. The Lord showed us, and if you've been watching the news, we've been pummeled in 2011 by massive storms, both in the United States and in other countries. So those are the signs, at least one of the signs of the last days, and we're starting to see others as well. Now, let's go and look at the sun, because the Lord told us you would see signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars. And there's an article that came out today that is from the space.com, as you see it up here. And the article tells us that one of the largest sunspots in years has appeared on the sun, darkening part of its glowing face. The massive sunspot called the AR 1339 is about 50,000 miles, 80,000 kilometers long, and about 25,000 miles wide, according to this report. It says the sunspot behemoth isn't yet facing our planet, but was spotted today, November 3rd. Obviously, this came out on November 3rd, but a lot of the people who are not watching may not know these things, and I'm bringing them to your attention. So when we look down into the article, it tells us that the sunspots appear when intense magnetic activity ramps up on the sun, blocking the flow of heat through the process of convection, which, whoops, let me get this out of the way here. Sometimes this happens when you're making these videos, which causes areas of the sun's surface to cool down. These isolated areas then appear dimmer than the surrounding area, creating a dark spot. The intense magnetic activity around the sunspot can cause solar flares, which are large releases of energy that can actually brighten up the sun. Here we go again with these advertisements. Flares are also accompanied by flows of charged particles out into space called corona mass ejections, which can wreak havoc on satellites and power grids on Earth if they head our way, which, according to other sources, 2012 is going to be one of those years that they projected that these solar corneas are going to hit Earth. So one of the signs of the last days are signs in the sun, and this is why I'm pointing this out. Now, let me just say this. I'll probably get emails from people saying that, hey, we've already seen sunspots, and there's always been storms, and there's always been earthquakes. But let me tell you something. We have never seen all of these signs together in one generation. And in Matthew 24:7, Jesus told us, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. And this is the only generation who's seen all of these things taking place. And if you don't believe me, this is one of the reasons why the Lord had me write this book, is I compiled, like a lawyer would compile a case for a client, to show you that all of the things that he told us to watch for, not just the earthquakes, not just the storms, and not just the sunspots or the signs in the sky, but all of the events, including the videos you saw today about the coming wars, the Psalm 83 war and the Ezekiel war. Take the challenge. If you don't think that Jesus Christ and the Lord God is telling the truth, man, oh man, you're going to have a rude awakening very, very soon, because we've reached those last days, and it won't be too much longer before the church is taken out of the way. We don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but we do know that it will happen, and all hell is going to break out in this earth. And even if you watch a little bit of the news, you understand in your heart, because God is putting in people's hearts, something is definitely going on. Something is wrong, and people are feeling it. There's a lot of anxiety because of the failing economies worldwide, not just the United States, not just the European Union, but there's massive problems, and they're increasing. So I'm asking, please pay attention to what the Lord is saying to us, because these are the signs of the last days.